I think today of this week was the day we could really sense that we're ready to play, and the guys are anxious to get out in front of the crowd and get going. And we've had some long weeks, we've had some long days, but they've been very productive. And I think our team is improving. I think they're learning a lot of different things as a coach. There's no question. I feel like we're behind in different areas, and you never feel like you're ready to play a game. But the players have probably felt like they're ready to play a game since the third practice. But it will be really good to see them in a live atmosphere, in a great atmosphere against a very good team, a team that plays in as good a league as there is in all of Division II. I don't know if there's anyone that's even has close to the league that they're in. They're extremely well coached. There's no doubt that they compete at a high level in their league. And even if we didn't know any of that, you get your guys' attention right off the bat, knowing that they went into Tennessee last year and beat them handily, not at the buzzer, but beat them. So we know that it'll be a very good atmosphere. It's one of the many Indiana teams that we play this year, and I think our guys are excited to play.
How did this game come about? I mean, why you?
Well, we decided it didn't come about till very recently. We just we weren't exactly sure what we wanted to do as far as who we wanted to play. We had it down to a couple of teams. We knew we were going to have only one exhibition game, I should say. But Stan has wanted to play. He's been very good about it. I like him. I like their program. I respect their program. And I think it provides, first and foremost, a very good opponent, but it also provides some identity for our fans. So, and really the date worked out for us. So that was it more than anything else. But I know we're going to get a great game from them.
Tom, playing the private scrimmage and then just one exhibition, what's the advantage of that as opposed to maybe just playing two exhibition games?
Well, the only playing one exhibition game this year was really because we have so many home games. So that's not anything that's going to become a habit. We did different things at Marquette. You can tell I'm staying totally away from referencing it, but I think we would probably be back to two exhibition games by next year.
In terms of style of play, I guess, what does this game do for you? What does Indy do maybe?
Well, I haven't spent a lot of time on Indianapolis. I've been more involved in our team and then really getting ready for Stony Brook. I'll start hot and heavy tonight with Indianapolis. Our coaches have been well into it, and they feel like they're a very good spread team. They run good pick and rolls. They mix their defenses, and they're very good inside. And I think they'll have a lot of guys. I think we'll see different things. We know that we could certainly be zoned in this game. We know that there's going to be some full court pressure, especially after dead balls. So I think we'll get a mix. I'm not one that asks, will you play this or will you do that? I think it's up to us to read whatever they play and to study a team enough to know that they can do different things. And I think that's what we'll get. So it's going to be one of those deals like it is with every other game. We've got to adjust to that other team, but we've got to make sure that they adjust to us as well. And we've got to play the way that we want to play. And we're still trying to figure that out. I would very much like to say, okay, this is our identity. These are the 5-6 things that I know we can count on, but personally, I'm not there yet to be able to say that. So we're going to have to continue to work towards that. And this game will be a good vehicle to see that.
I know they're never going to be as good as you want them to be, but on the defensive side, are they making the progress that you want them to?
We're making progress, but as a coach, you're never. It's always good to get perspective from others, people that you respect, that come in and see your team from the NBA level, or another coach, somebody that can really look at it and keep it in perspective. Because I have a hard time with perspective, and there's a lot of demands on them. There's a lot of, we need to do this better, we need to do that better, we need to do this at a higher level. So that's pretty much where I'm at. But I don't plan on changing that. So for me to look at it and say, okay, we're here, we're really doing this well, I can't do that. I can't, and I choose not to, because I don't view it that way. I think we've got a long way to go in a lot of areas. There's no question that this is by far the least amount of offensive development that I've been a part of as a head coach when it comes to how we really want to play on offense, the sets, those type of things. We're really still trying to continue to work on spacing, movement, The biggest hurdle for us lately has been integrating guys that have been injured back into a flow, and that's been hard. So we don't have that flow on the offense, but we certainly need to have that on the defensive end. So I'm as concerned about that as anything else.
Is the offense because you guys haven't been putting it in, or you've been working on defense?
Well, it's everything. We're really working on learning how to play and how to score off of our defense and how to move in space and make the next pass and play with a legitimate inside threat like Cody. So there's a lot of that. It's not as much, okay, go here, go there, let's run this. This is option 1, this is option 2, this is option 3. We'll get to that. But we have not spent a lot of time on that. Our offensive execution is not even close to being ready to play a game. And I'm not giving you coach speak, it's just not. And that doesn't mean that we won't do some good things. If the ball is moving at a crisp pace, inside out, then that's got to be part of our identity. It really does. So if we can get that, we're going to make progress. If the ball isn't moving, then we have to make a lot of adjustments. And when you're integrating people back in and you're trying to get flow and rhythm, it's hard to have that this time of year. And I know other coaches have injuries too, it's part of it, but I'm just looking at it from my perspective. It's hard to get excited about our execution right now. So it better be on the backboards, it better be in transition defense, it better be in guarding the ball, it better be in help defense. The communication needs to go up. And we need to start getting guys' attention that those are the things that really, really matter. And taking good shots, moving the ball, making the next pass, those things are really matter too. And then we'll get the execution cleaned up as we go.
Okay, is there a point that you want to start focusing on that you want to start focus on installing plays and knowing when those?
Well, we have some in. Yeah, we have some in. I think we practice, and the practice will end up, what did we get done? You know, it's like that. You know, we're going hard. We're playing very hard. I know that. We're pretty competitive. We're not as physical as we need to be. So you're spending time on that. We don't block out an offensive rebound the way that we need to. So there's a laundry list of things that aren't where they need to be. So you're spending that kind of time, and something's got to give. And for right now, it may be offensive sets. And as we get better as a program, it's going to be less about the plays, more about the players anyways. And we're kind of at the crossroads of that right now. You still have to have a certain amount of ways, or a certain amount of different things to get the ball to different people in different spots. And you'd like to look at it and say, okay, we can really be good defensively. Let's get out and get some easy buckets. Let's get on the offensive glass. We haven't been consistent in those areas yet. So I'm anxious to see where that is, so that we know what we've really got to work on moving forward. Because then all of a sudden it's Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday?
Correct.
Yeah, that's tough with a road game in there.
Do you expect everybody to suit up Saturday, or are you going to hold
Yes.
somebody?
Yeah, oh yeah, unless something changes tomorrow or Saturday morning, but yeah, we should have everyone.
In terms of reintegrating though, like Tom and Christian, how are they close to 100% at this point?
No, we've lost the conditioning aspect there a little bit. And I want their conditioning to come back on the defensive end and the rebounding end, the tenacity end, and not as much on the settling end. And Tom's got to be aggressive. Just having him back today, there's so many different, well, he was back for a lot of yesterday. But all of a sudden, the ball goes to him and he's got a chance to score, and he's passing it back out. And that's not how we want to play. You know, when you've got a layup or a dunk, you've got a short corner play, make it. And when a guy doesn't look to score or doesn't feel that he can score, it stands out right now on this team. And at the same time, if you look to try to do too much with the ball, if you look to try to score against a set defense, if you drive it to score without driving to make the play that's there, well, that stands out. So we have some work to do there. There's no question.
Arizona and Butler have already lost these kind of games. Is that just?
I told them that somebody would bring that up. Make sure you bring that up to them, dude. I told them those things were coming up.
Is that just the limited practice time?
No, I look at all the box scores. I think there's a recipe right now. I mean, you look at the difference between the Purdue game and the Butler game, back-to-back nights. The free throw line was a huge, huge difference. Field goal percentage, defense was a huge, huge difference. And so, really, I think a lot of teams, and again, I only watched a little bit of the Kentucky-Transylvania game, and that was close when I was watching it last night. And then Kentucky blew them out in the second half. But it seems like the team that's at home is not shooting the ball very well. Again, you don't know where the threes are coming from, but the percentages are not real high. The field goal percentages are up and down a little bit. The teams that are playing well are holding the other team to a very good field goal percentage defense in the sense they're making it hard for them to score from the field and from the three. They're not giving up an inordinate amount of free throws. And the teams that struggle turn the ball over quite a bit. I mean, it's like anything else. And I think that there's so much parity. There's so many good players across the country. And when you're playing experienced teams and they know how to play, and again, when let's be honest, there's not a lot of pressure on the visiting team coming in right now. They can just play loose and free and get after it. It puts a lot of pressure on the home team. And I think you've got to really be on top of your game. And I think what happens is, the mindset, I shouldn't say I know what happens. The mindset we're going to guard against is we're going to come out and outscore this team. We're going to come out and outshoot this team. We're going to come out and be prettier than this team. But we're going to come out and we're going to get after this team. We're going to guard. And that's why everybody's going to dress and have certainly the opportunity to play. I mean, I really don't know what we're going to do as far as starting lineup. And I really don't care. But I'll care when Saturday comes. But I don't know. But I know we've got to find some combinations of guys that really bring the energy out of one another, that bring the toughness out of one another, that bring the communication out of one another, and that make each other better. And it's got to come on that defensive end. It's got to come on the way we get up and down the floor, and it's got to come on our ability to be tough on those backboards and get fouled. And we've got to be. We were fifth when you take all the leagues last year and you take the league play. Wisconsin led the country at 85% from the free throw line. We were fifth in the country, but yet we were 53rd in attempts in BCS schools, the 70-plus BCS schools that there are, 73 I think it is. So fifth in free throw percentage, 53rd in free throw attempts. That's what we're looking for. We've got to start to do a much better job there. And I've said it all along, we've got to really cut down on fouls. And that's why John Adams comes in, we're going to give him all the time that he could possibly want, just to keep giving those guys more of an understanding. And we bring in referees at least 4 days a week because we want to keep clear. We'll do it throughout the year. And today was a day that we fouled and traveled more than we have in a long time. And maybe it's that time of year, maybe it's not. All I know is on Saturday night we've got to get down and guard at a high level.
Time for one more. Have you seen those combinations of guys with that chemistry kind of starting to show themselves?
I did a little bit. It's a good question. I did a little bit last week. I haven't as much this week. And I think it's the integrating of guys coming back. And when you miss time, I used to think that when a young guy missed time, that it was just devastating. I think anytime somebody misses time at the beginning of the year, it's really, really hard. And again, I mean, there's people that have lost a lot more guys than we have. I mean, Doc Sadler's last week had said he had 6 guys that hadn't even practiced yet. So, but I'm just trying to keep it in context to where we're at because we're in Indiana with it. But yeah, I don't feel good about that yet. I really don't. There'll be a lot of mixing and matching. And the games, you only get one game to do that. And I'll tell you what now, we're not going to be experimenting when Stony Brook comes in here. I mean, they're picked to win their league by most polls and spent a lot of time watching them. They're good. I mean, they're one of those teams that when the season rolls around at the end and they get the NCAA, they missed the automatic bid last year by 2 or 3 points. And Boston U got it. So we're going to have to play to win, and it's going to be like best players play. That's not, well, let's get him some minutes and let's work him in, forget all that. I mean, we've got to play. And this is the one game where you can try to experiment a little bit. But we're also playing it to win.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks,
They'll
Coach.
be in.